Hello, 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 everyone. It's What's Next Yola. Yes. If you haven't already, please subscribe below. I have some great adventures coming up, actually, a surprise adventure coming up. So it would be great if you all subscribed and followed me on my journey. Anyway, today is Testimony Tuesday, guys. Testimony Tuesday is a segment where I share some emotional struggles, emotional parts of myself, Yola, of What's Next Yola. So, my Testimony Tuesday, the topic will be on a canceled wedding. Yes, a canceled wedding. So, if you all haven't already known, I once was married, and we had a court wedding, just a court signature wedding, and sometime after, I wanted to have a ceremony. I went out, I traveled actually, I traveled to multiple destinations. I wanted to have a destination wedding. So I traveled to my home country, which is Haiti. I booked a hall. It was something that we spoke about. I booked a hall. I booked a decorator and a planner, which is substantially a lot of money, even though its destination might be significantly cheaper. I'm not going to say significantly, but cheaper than here in America. But, weddings in general are pretty expensive. I booked a venue, booked everything, got fabrics custom made, everything down to the T. Everything that I ever wanted down to the T. But in the point of me actually planning the wedding, nothing really was going right as far as the individual that I was with. We never made the correct decisions together. Our communication was absolutely horrible. We were always fighting, but in that same time, here I am trying to plan a wedding to create a facade that absolutely did not exist. So, save the dates were sent out because absolutely everything was already booked. Fabrics custom made in India, sent here to America. And when it comes down to a month before the wedding, I knew in my heart that no wedding was going to happen because my spirit was not sound on all the occurrences that were actually going on in my life. My life was a complete disaster. Okay? Complete disaster. So, I didn't know what to tell anyone because, I'm saying here I am, I'm going to get married, and there's not going to be a wedding. So, really, as time went by, people started realizing, because I stopped talking about this wedding, this grand old wedding, that there was not going to be a wedding. There was not going to be a wedding because, as women, when something is not right, it is not right. You feel it in your spirit, but a lot of times we tend to just mark it as, well, things will work out. In my mind, I don't know why I had this absolutely ridiculous notion in my head that things would always work out while everything was a complete disaster right in front of me. And my Testimony Tuesday comes from the topic of not only the cancellation of the wedding, but also when it comes to significantly finding that spouse and settling down. Do not settle just to create an image, because at the end you're going to lose money and you're going to end up in a divorce. Okay? And that is not the reason why marriage was created. And a lot of times too, because I had that notion in my head that because God created marriage, that ultimately things would work out. But yes, God did create marriage, but if it's not the right marriage, what are you doing? And when I say the right marriage, if you are not married, if you are not settling down with someone that ultimately your communication is exceptional, if you guys are not in sync, there's no need for marriage. There's absolutely no need for marriage. So for my Testimony Tuesday, that's something that I've never really spoken to anyone about in regards to why my wedding was canceled. But it was canceled because absolutely nothing was right in that marriage. That marriage was not for me. And a word of advice to anyone that is currently in a situation, relationship, engaged, make sure that your spirit and energies are absolutely positive before settling down with someone. Because if they are not, it'll end up in a disaster. And that is not marriage and disaster. Do not mix. Do not mix at all. Yes, there are hardships. Marriage is not perfect, but if beforehand, if you have 100 million problems before actually settling down, there's no need to settle down. All right. So that is my Testimony Tuesday on a canceled wedding. Super embarrassing, but it's What's Next Yolas, guys, and thank you for always tuning in. Thank you. Shout out to all my subscribers, y'all. I'm feeling y'all. Thank you for the love, guys.